welcome back to Understanding the Reason. My name is Jerome Majette. Man, I'm excited about what we're going to talk about today. Man, listen, we've been getting into the days of creation, and we've been talking about how God intentionally put us on the planet, and we want to know why he did it, okay? And so do me a favor before we get started, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you do decide to take us up on our offer to purchase our merchandise or pick up our book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It, listen, send me a picture and over on my Facebook Messenger. I'm so excited I couldn't even get it out. I couldn't even get it out. But over on Facebook Messenger, send me a picture, a selfie of yourself. And then what we've been doing is just posting those pictures at the end of our videos just to show our love and appreciation for those who participate. So thank you so much for that in advance. So let's get into it. So we've been talking about, like, why are we here? Like, why did God put us on the planet? And we're on the third day of creation. We're kind of camped out here a little bit because there's some real important things that will help us in our understanding. Why did God put us here? Like, what was his motivation for doing it? So we talked about this in our last video. If you haven't seen it, please go back and check it out. But look, check this out. We know that from our study, from what we've been studying, we know that Satan is the reason that God had to, like, he was forced to create the physical environment. And we're going to get in, like, real deep, man, into that too, because that's important for us to understand. So Satan was the one who had iniquity in his heart. He then transferred that iniquity to 1/3 of the angels and convinced them to go up against God and his forces. And God told him, I'm going to bring you down to ashes and you will be no more, right? So God told him he was going to destroy him. So how was he going to be able to do that? As we go through the days of creation, we notice one thing. We notice that, first of all, God gave light. He gave us time, he gave us the ground, and then he created, of course, he created the atmosphere. We talked about that and how that protects our water supply and also protects us from the sun's radiation. And so we're starting to get that picture starting to come clear for me. I don't know about you guys. I hope it is. And if it is, please put your comments down below. But it's been really, really exciting kind of seeing how this thing is starting to uncover. And we're now down in the weeds, so to speak. Now we're down in the details of it and how God is bringing all these things to pass. So one thing that we talked about was the incorruptible seed on the third day. So at a distant point in history, God was going to resurrect this seed that actually died, okay? That seed died, and God was going to resurrect that seed, and this is what the Messiah said. So the Messiah, the whole idea didn't just come into existence with the Israelites and with the prophets of Israel. It didn't just happen there. It happened on the third day of creation. Right? So before the foundation of the world. So here's what Jesus said about that. He said, I tell you the truth, unless a kernel of wheat is planted in the soil and dies, it remains alone. But its death will produce many new kernels, a plentiful harvest of new lives. So it was God's intention from day 3, well, actually from day 1, but from day 3, to bring the incorruptible seed into existence at a future time in history, right? And we talked about that, how God on the first day reached into darkness and pulled light out of it. Man, oh my goodness, you got to get that, man. So now let's look at it from a scientific perspective, right? Because God knew that he was going to create us, right? Now, understanding the fact that the world was submerged in water, God knew that he was going to bring us on the land. We would not be water creatures. We're going to be land creatures. God was going to create us on land, right? So let's talk about that. Let's read. We're going to be reading. So one of the most important facts to point out is that in his wisdom, God planned for man to exist in an oxygenated environment. In the previous chapter, we talked about the fact that the earth was submerged under miles and miles of water, right? Man was not designed to live underwater. oxygen concentration is not consistent in all bodies of water and would not have been the right environment for us to live in. That is what is so remarkable to me about the law of reciprocity. Man would be designed to occupy land as an air breather. That's awesome. That's going to make a lot of sense when we start getting further on. Okay, let's keep going. So he knew that we were going to be air breathers and land dwellers through the law of reciprocity. Through the law of reciprocity, the Creator provided air. Now, this is how we did it. Check this out. Science has identified a vital oxygen development process undertaken by the our chlorophyll neighbors. That's trees and other green plants, right? Oxygen production is designed and is supported by an essential oxygen production process known as photosynthesis, right? Photosynthesis is the mechanism by which trees and foliage convert carbon dioxide into organic compounds using energy from sunlight. The carbon dioxide is converted into a simple food source for the photoautotrophs through a process termed carbon fixation. Photoautotrophs are called this because they are able to manufacture their own food from carbon dioxide using light and water as a catalyst. Now, here's the most interesting part about this. What we breathe out, carbon dioxide, our plants. I live near like a little like sort of kind of like by the woods. So what we breathe out, these trees and these other green plants are able to utilize that to create food for them so that they can survive to produce what? More oxygen. So now, listen to this. On the third day, God called forth the trees and fruit-bearing plants and all of this. So not only did he give us food, he gave us air. He gave us air. And look, and the cool part about it is we don't know how long. So the scripture tells us that the earth was created in 6 days. So we don't know if it was 6,000 days, 6,000 years rather, because the scripture also indicates that, 1 day is as 1,000 years. So we don't know how long it took for these photoautotrophs to actually deliver oxygen to the whole entire globe, because God was getting ready to bring man on the scene. He was getting ready to create us. He knew we couldn't live in water. He knew that we needed water. He knew that we needed food, right? He knew that we needed light. He knew we needed the ground, right, to continue to produce our food. Man, this thing. So this has nothing to do with religion. And this is all in scripture. And here's the cool part about it. The person who wrote this, how did he know? How did he know? How did he know that light was important? How did he know that water was important? How did he know that the ground was important? How did he know? We scientifically confirmed exactly what scripture has shown us. How did this ancient individual know these processes? Let's read just a little bit more, just a little bit more. So what is so remarkable about all of this to me? Science has identified the process. One more important thing to note is the volume of energy trapped in photosynthesis is approximately 100 terawatts. That is nearly 6 times the yearly power consumption of the entire world population. This fact is vital to further understanding the creation process outlined in Scripture. The global volume of oxygen eliminated from photosynthetic organisms supports the survival of life on the planet. What's mind-blowing to me is how God designed the process to allow the elimination of carbon dioxide from our lungs to facilitate the photosynthetic process as well. Man, listen, don't get no better than that. We are on our way to learning exactly why God put us here. Man, I'm excited that you guys are here. Please come back, bring somebody with you, like, share, and subscribe. Also, if you purchase our book, Understanding the Reason God Made Man, What Made Him Do It, and or our merchandise, send me a selfie over on Facebook Messenger, and I'll make sure to get you on one of the ends of our videos to shout you out, man, like we get ready to do, so don't leave. God bless you guys, man. Have an awesome week. We really appreciate you for tuning in. God bless you. Peace.